favorite. I don't know if you got a favorite guy yet, but this is Hammer Dragon. Just recently figured out a way to get your rebreather light to stay on. So find you a closest body of water. It can be a lake, river, whatever the case is. But whenever you get into water like this, and then you come back out again, your light goes out. Now, in order for it to stay on all the time, so you're not using this annoying lighter, which he's constantly relighting, do this. Go back in the water, cause your light to come on, and then once you get out of the water, do this. Hit your touchpad, and then go back out. And then you notice how the light's staying on. So this is how you get it to stay on. You just hit your touchpad to go to your inventory and then back out. This will cause it to stay on all the time. It will never go out. Even if you start building something. So like, let's say you want to build let's see. Here, let's just build that. There you go. Even if you go back into your inventory, come back in again, your light still stays on. It doesn't go out, and it's actually quite useful when you're exploring caves. Now, I don't know if anyone has ever discovered this. If not, then I'll be the first to say I've actually discovered a glitch to keep your light on. Now, keep in mind, I think I am in croc country, in wild boar country. So this, if you're not in creative, I would keep it definite vigilance on your surroundings. Make this a habit of doing when you get out, so you don't have to sit there and constantly using, basically, so you're not using your lighter or having to wrap your axe in a cloth and then use it as a temporary torch to see where you're going. This is quite helpful. So if anyone has actually done this before, please leave a comment below, like and subscribe if you want. It's not something you have to do. Just keep in mind that this is actually a helpful tip if you don't want to keep using your lighter, which does not put out very much light, and also so you don't have to keep putting a bunch of these skull lanterns down. So if you put a lot of these skull lanterns down, it actually is quite a hassle because it's time consuming to light up a whole entire area. Also, if you're in creative mode and you need bones to build something, here's how you get them. Partially complete it and then hit your X. There you go. You got a bone. I'm going to go ahead and go to sleep so I can get some daylight. And it's still on. Ooh, feather. But there's some useful tips for beginners and also for pros out there. If you guys like trying out new things, if you want to try out if you want to try this out, that's entirely up to you. I mean, there are some actually nice aloe vera around here. There's a lot of aloe vera around here. Also a lot of iguanas and rabbits. But just a couple of tips on keeping your rebreather light on all the time, so that way you're not using your lighter. And if you need bones and you're in creative, this is the best way to do it. You just go to your survival guide, place it on the ceiling, do a partial build, and then cancel it, and you get a bone. So if anybody is watching this, which there's nobody watching at the moment, if you got any questions about if it works on the other consoles, my thing is try it out on like your Xbox or PlayStation. As far as the PC version goes, I don't know which button is for the inventory. But that's how you get your rebreather light to stay on. So if this is helpful for you, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Oh, and also keep in mind, don't build too much in creative, or don't have too many saved files, because your game will start crashing quite a bit. I just recently had to delete all the saved files by going into my settings on my PlayStation and delete the saved data. That will reset all your stats to 0, and you'll have to start all over again. But it's something to keep in mind when you're doing stuff like this. Let me know what you think. It's quite interesting to see how things progress. It's actually a pretty cool game. I thought 7 Days to Die was pretty cool, but this is a little bit better. Granted, you can't, dig in the hole or dig in the ground. Dig in the ground or do anything like that. But you can build quite a bit. You can harvest trees, all kinds of stuff. Wow, there's a lot of. Well, I don't know if those are, if you consider those lizards or iguanas or what. Leave comments, leave ideas. Please keep your comments tasteful and respectful. No rude or diminishing remarks, or you diminish someone's personality, or you diminish their just basically personality. But just keep in mind that comments are welcomed and appreciated. Like and subscribe if you want. It's just something to keep in mind. So I just got all the pages for the extra builds. So like when you go in here, you'll notice, like I've seen in other YouTube videos. So when you go down here to your notes, hit R1, I believe, and just scroll all the way over, and there's your extra pages. These are all in underwater caves, so there's probably more stuff to find in the future. Whenever they have future updates for this game, they'll probably add more stuff to it. Like, I'm assuming that some of this other stuff you see in these pages are probably just for decoration, but if they have any future updates, they'll probably, most likely, add them into the inventory of your survival guide. This is actually pretty cool, the roller coaster, not only for having fun on it, but also for building a quick way up and down a cliff. It's somewhat tricky. You just have to find the best way, or whatever works best for you. And if you guys have any tips on how to completely enclose a custom structure when you build one, like when you build a custom foundation, and then you put your walls in, and you put the custom roof on, the end caps on each of the walls are wide open. If you guys have suggestions or anything, just leave a comment. Let me know. Because I have been trying to figure that out. And I have found one way of doing it, but it's not really... How can I say this? It's not the way I was wanting it to look. I'll do a quick demonstration. I'll just go over to this little island here. Let's see. I'll build a custom foundation. So we'll start by doing this. I'll go over here. There we go. Okay, yes, I am in creative mode. Now let me see. I just saw a neat little trick on YouTube. So you want to do is build one step like this, and it's a better alternative than using your custom stairs. I wonder if I'm doing this right. I did that wrong. Okay. The way I saw him doing this. So let me go back to that. So one goes this way. The other one, turn around, you go. Oh my. Like that. And then you just put another one below it. Of course, I didn't put it too close to the whatchamacallit. So let's go to back to this. Ah, crap. Wrong side. Damn it, did it again. Now let's try this again. There we go. Finally. So, this is my question. So whenever you build all your walls, now you got all your walls built, and then you go to your custom roof, build your custom roof. Roof's all done. So if anybody's tuning in, this is what my issue is closing this all off. And then you don't have no center beam for up there, which is kind of frustrating, because then you have to go on top of there and then you have to seal it with using deer skin. You have to use deer skin to seal all that. If anybody has any suggestions on how to close all this off, I do appreciate any suggestions. The best way that I found to close this off is to go to your custom walls. Oh, what do you know, it actually didn't go all screwy on me. Get rid of that. Come on. Get rid of that. Go over here. This is the only way I've found to close all that off. Come on. That's the only way I found to close them off. But the problem is, now you got all that up there, all that wall sticking up out of the roof. I don't know if anybody has any better ideas or suggestions, but if you see this video, leave a comment below. Maybe even like create a video to show a better way of doing this. I tried it with stone. It doesn't work too well because it keeps all going screwy on me. It keeps going different directions. It's really hard to get it to place where you want it. But this is how I found a way of doing this. So basically, if you guys are watching this and you're looking for a way to have better lighting when you're exploring all this area, especially in the dark, it's really hard to see in some areas. And this rebreather light puts out a lot of light, and it's easier to see at night, especially when you explore caves. Okay. That's my issue. That's what I'm having problems with. This is Hammerdragon. I'm going to say goodbye for now. If you watch this video, leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you like. If you have any tips or suggestions, send me a link to your video, make a video so I can see what you're talking about. Have a good one.